Welcome to the Pretty Red ENT Show. It's your girl, guys, Nikita, aka Pretty Red ENT. And if nobody told you they loved you today, just know that Goddess Nikita, she loves you, and I'm sending so much love and light out into the whole entire universe, the planets, the earth, and just the things that we got going on, okay? So, I should have clapped, but I did a gunshot like. All right, guys. I have been missing in action. I had a lot of things going on, and I'm not too mad about it or anything. It's just I had a lot of things going on compared to me, and I am going to talk about that. Just not today. I do want to give y'all an energy update. It's very important to understand that Mercury is about to be stepping in, retrograding. Guys, and it's about to get real. And Mercury is retrograding in Venus. I said Venus. Mercury is retrograding in Virgo. I had to do the awkward sound because it is kind of awkward that it is retrograding in Virgo, which means that communication is about analyzing. How can you analyze your communication? That's the thing that you're going to work on how to be versatile with even your communication. Sometimes that when Mercury comes around, the post-shadow period, be loud, okay? It's very, 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 very loud. Okay, and if you have Virgo placements, Gemini placements, anything ruled by Mercury, you going to feel it. But I will say with this Mercury retrograde, the thing that I've been feeling, guys, it's about to go down when it comes to analyzing communication. I literally was having a conversation with a person today, and I'm like, I don't think you understand what I'm saying. And it's not that I don't think they understand what I said, because they clearly do. It's just about acknowledgement. Some people don't know how to acknowledge when they're doing things wrong. And when you like to have clear-cut communication, I'm a person like, hey, if I'm communicating with you, I want to make sure you understand exactly where I'm coming from with my communication. I want to be blunt. I want to be open. And if I can't be open with communicating with you, we can't communicate at all. And some people be highly upset with that, but baby, you cannot communicate with me, Goddess Nikita, Pretty Red ENT, or just plain old Nikita, if you are not understanding, okay? You're not empathetic. You're not trying to help. I just won't communicate with you. And I don't have time in my life anymore to do that. I don't have the energy, time, or nothing. And people be like, what are you talking about? I don't have the time to deal with anybody who does not want to help anybody, a soul. That ain't got nothing to do with me. It's just, I don't have the time to even deal with people who are not like sympathetic, empathetic. They're not understanding to even like their closest family members. Like, I don't have time to deal with that. You deal with that with somebody else, and you deal with that on your time. Well, guess who I won't deal with that? You won't do that on mine. Okay? And sometimes, guys, you have to value yourself and value yourself in an amazing way. So, guys, also, there's going to be I feel like in the energy, there's going to be some crazy stuff go down when it comes to, like, love, okay? Like, there is some crazy stuff going on right now in the planets. And what I'm about to say is I had a conversation with somebody today, but maybe, like, over the past weekend, that I'm just like, what? Why? Like, hold on, I've been gave you this opportunity and then now you want to just come spring this on me. And is that technically fair to me? Like, no. Did I give you opportunity and space to date me the way I wanted you to date me? Yes. But the moment that I get up and, I do what I want to do and I'm just off making it and creating my new story. And here you go, want to be like, burp. So you think I'm supposed to stop what I'm doing to be okay with what you're doing, or like to even allow you back in my life at that point of like even consider dating you? No. Okay. Guys, but this Mercury retrograde, is going to bring out people who you ain't heard from and you ain't never even thought that they even felt a particular way about you, because you got to understand, like, Venus is still retrograding in Leo. Okay. And so what that means is that you're going to have a lot of communication with lovers, people from the past, with communication that you never thought that you were going to have. And it's going to be analyzed to the point where you're going to actually understand what they're saying and what you're understanding what they're saying. So it's going to gather all this energy up to the point where it's going to just talk. You're going to be able to talk it out, communicate every angle of what you need to get done. Okay. And this is a good thing. Some people don't think it is, but it's a good thing. It's a good way how to end cycles. Okay. Especially with them certain lovers. I've been talking to a lot of people recently about ending cycles with past life people. Like not even in this current life, but your past life, you were probably supposed to dead relationships, but yet they sprung over here. And so in this lifetime, you're supposed to end those relationships and end the things that are no longer serving you. So you have an obligation for yourself and an assignment for yourself to do the things that you need to do and to let go of these toxic behaviors that you have going on. And I was like, oh my gosh. And y'all know I've been talking about it on my podcast about like, hey, I've been cutting off ties from old people to we won't meet again in the future. We won't meet again no time in any planet. You won't cross my path. And I bet you on that one, okay? Simple and easy as that. It's no disrespect to anybody. It's all love. And the one thing I must say is I really appreciate the people who appreciate me. But guys, certain attachments, you need to get them away from you expeditiously. Do not waste time. I've been communicating with a lot of people like, hey, I know that you was doing some Houdini stuff, okay? I want to tell you to stop. I told you spiritually to stop, but you didn't. So I have to come acknowledge it in my physical so that way you know that I know you did it. Okay? I'm that smart ass, okay? Y'all sometimes be forgetting I'm an Aries. Y'all forget sometimes that I'm an Aries because I'm so cool, I'm so laid back, I'm so understanding, but y'all gotta understand something. I was born in Aries for a reason, and I do not play any games with anybody, and I just don't have time for it, and I don't even care if you are in Aries. Sit your butt down and stop playing with me. I just don't have time for it. Like, go play with somebody else, go play with your mom, go play with your kids. Just don't play with me, okay? But yeah, guys, so this little retrograde that's going to be coming on, y'all got to be ready and prepared to learn how to communicate in versatile styles, how to communicate with different people in different cultures, how to communicate like across the board. Because some people only know how to communicate when it's like direct. It's you. Like, okay, I know how to communicate with black people, but I don't know how to communicate with Latino people. I don't know how to communicate with Haitian people. You get what I'm saying? This retrograde is going to let you know how to communicate with people culturally versatile. Virgo people and their communication skills are versatile to the point it's to a T. They know how to communicate. Whether people want to admit it, they are versatile with their communication. They are ruled by the planet of Mercury, Virgo people is. So you have to understand something. They know how to communicate effectively. That's one of the things that they do the best, okay? And I was just telling some little girl today, her mom was talking to me at my son's school, and I was like, oh my gosh. And she was telling me like what she wanted to do, how she wanted to study psychology and how she liked it and different stuff like that. And I was like, I like it too. And I was telling her why. And she was explaining to me like why she didn't want to continue studying psychology. And I get it, because psychology is not for everybody. And some people think that it is, but it really is not for everybody at all. It's like, you got to really be into it to win it. But I was explaining to her that natural people who have an ability to be a good counselor to people, and they're a counselor to all the people around them, are Virgo moons. And people don't believe that, but it is actually true. They know how to analyze every direction of your emotions. So they know how to help you out emotionally if you need to be helped out emotionally. So that's another thing. Gemini moons are also semi good with communicating. So if you put a Gemini moon with emotions, they know how to communicate their emotions really good. They know how to communicate it if it's bad and still get their point across. And they know how to communicate it if it's good and still get their point across. But there's things that happens when communication sometimes gets messed up and different stuff like that. So I had to say that. Okay. So let me get on to the subject that I have to get on to, because some people think they can play with me. Don't play with me, play with your mama, because I don't have time for that, okay? But so the thing I must say that, because I don't know if y'all know for real, I really don't sit up and do a podcast. Like, it's really weird that I'm actually sitting up doing a podcast right now, but we're not going to talk about that. Okay, but some people, guys, oh my gosh. Some people, guys, like, it's like sometimes people be placed in your life, guys, to really push you to do the things that you really sometimes don't want to do. Sometimes you have to be uncomfortable in order to be comfortable, if that makes sense. And so let me break that down for y'all. Shots fired. How? But actually, I really think that sometimes, guys, like, in order to be comfortable, sometimes you have to learn how to be uncomfortable with things that some people feel like, oh, I don't think you should do this. I don't think you should do that. No, I think you should do exactly what your heart wants you to do. And don't let anything stop you, because if it's meant for you to do it and your heart wants you to do it, it will be aligned for you to do it. Everything will be there. Everything that you need, everything that makes sense will be there. It's just that sometimes you have people who, you know, you might tell them that, hey, I got this going on, and they might hate on you and say like, oh, I don't want her to do this. I don't want her to do that. But guess what happens? If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. And anybody who tries to stop you from doing your destiny, your purpose, your sole purpose of this world, this planet, guess what happens? Like, for real. And people don't understand this. Guess what happens? They are, one, disowning their self. They are going against God's plan. And so some people don't believe in God, whatever you believe in, the universe, your angels, your ancestors. So imagine that you talk to your ancestors and you told them, hey, this is what I want to do. And they say, all right, we got you. And then here you go. You got somebody stepping in the way, trying to stop you from doing what you were in agreement with your family. Okay. Or maybe you have a soul purpose where it's higher. And people be like, what do you mean by that? Like, higher soul purpose means like, okay, like your purpose is to service the whole entire world. So if somebody tries to get in the way of your purpose of serving the whole entire world, then that means that they're not even doing their purpose at that point. Because sometimes, yeah, there are people that play a purpose in people's life. Like, they're here to keep you off of this. Or I don't even think that they're here to keep you off your path. I just hear to like distract you at a moment, to see if you're really going to do it. And they're here to be just, if you believe in the devil, they're here to be the devil energy. Like, they're here to not allow you to be great. So it's like, who do you choose? This person or choose yourself? At all times, guys, choose you. Choose your heart. Choose what you want to do. Don't let nobody tell you what not to do. Always stay focused on your dreams and your goals. Always stay focused on the things that matter to you in your heart. Okay, because some people tell you not to do that. That's not that case. And what I must say is that, guys, follow you, because everything will eventually work itself out in your favor. Like, this is the time that everything's going to work out. I know they've been talking a lot about the 8-8 portal. There is a lot of things going on right now. And I really feel like if you've been doing the work and you've really been wanting what you want, you're going to get exactly what you need. Every time somebody was telling me about the move I wanted to do, I was like, I don't want to hear anything negative. If you're going to speak negative, then keep that away from me. I really only want to hear positive energy. I only want to be with positive energy. I only want to be around people who speak positive on me and speak about the lifestyle of what I really have going on and different stuff like that. So it's more about me trusting me and really trusting the universe and trusting God to know that in everything that's going on with me is all divinely guided and led. 4444 on a clock. And so I really truthfully, honestly believe that, like, ain't nobody stop what you got going on, your blessings. They can try to, but they really can't stop what they want to do to you. Like, you have to believe in what the hell they're throwing at you. Like, it's like, what? What if I don't believe in that? So it ain't even going to hit me because I don't believe in it, correct? Right. All right. Continue to go on about your day. I'm just saying. But guys, yes, like, I just came over here to give y'all a little motivation speech. And just to talk to y'all for real and tell people I am going to go live to tell y'all what's actually been going on in my life. And that's going to take like a lot. I actually want to go live on YouTube and do that one. I'm going to have to figure out how I can get it recorded to a voice, because there are a lot of people that just listen to my podcast that do not have YouTube. So I really want to make sure that I'm able to articulate everything that's going on and everything that's happening with me at this current moment and what's been going on. Because there's a few people that know what's been personally going on. If you follow me on Snapchat, you kind of like, Sam, I got an idea. Like, I know, but I don't know. But I will say this, guys. And I got to say this, because this is very highly important. I blocked a person. I actually blocked 2 people. Okay, because once I figure something out, I figure it out. And I don't like playing games. And I don't like people to play games with me. This just isn't that. I just don't agree with that. Okay. So some things just don't make sense. And then some stuff just don't add up. And so once 1 + 1 don't equal 2, and it starts to equal 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I'm confused on what's really going on, because that math does not make no sense. Okay. So I was noticing that, like, a certain particular energy, and I'm like, oh, hold on. Like, why when I talk to you, immediately something horrible happens? Like, not even seconds later, like immediately. Like, what are you doing to the point where something happens immediately? And so I found out that this young man that tried to talk to me, he is family members to another young man. And this young man actually practices, I guess I would call him like a male witch, but I guess they call them warlocks. I don't know. I really don't care, for real. It doesn't bother me. But the whole thing is I'm like, okay, I know when I was talking to this young man, he carried a particular energy, and I'm just trying to figure out, like, why would he do the dumb things that he were doing and taking his time out of his day to do those dumbass things, okay? And that's to be my thing with people. Like, I just don't like some of the stuff that you do. I might not understand what and why you're doing the things you do. I'm just trying to figure out, why would you waste your time to do anything negative to anybody? And then when you're messing with people that are walking in divine purpose and doing soul mission, like, they're on a mission and they actually answer their soul calling, that's like really going against the universe. So I was because I really can't wait to tell my story, because this story kind of ties into what I've been experiencing, what I've been going through. Okay. But just briefly, guys, because I know a lot of people are like really wanting to know, like, what's going on. I've been having a lot of talks on Snapchat and different things, but I will say this. The stuff that's really been going on, it's like I'm trying to avoid something. Maybe you're trying to amplify and make my situation a lot worse than what it was supposed to be. But you thought that it was going to harm me, but technically it didn't even hit me. It didn't even come near my way, because that's not my storyline. Sometimes, guys, you have to accept that this isn't the storyline you deserve. This isn't the storyline that belongs to you. And some people don't look at it like that, but I do. Like, I'm a person, I typically look at stuff and I'm like, hey, this ain't my storyline. What's going on? Like, I don't know what happened here, but this need to stop, because this ain't what's supposed to happen right now. Like, I'm reading the lines like, oh no, this line need to go out. This need to go out. This is not supposed to be here. So if any time that a person tries to throw something negative at me, I'm trying to figure out, like, whose storyline you trying to put this on? Because this ain't my storyline at all, bro. Like, this might be yours, but this isn't me. And so before I start, doing what I do best, and people know what I do best, okay? I send that love and light. I ain't gonna play no games with you. I'm gonna send that love and light at you, and I'm just gonna send you so much love to the point where I hope that you focus on you. Okay? And a lot of people, they be highly upset when people of love and light, we do that. And it's like, we do that for, and ultimately for protection, but we also do that for you, because at some point, if you was receiving the love that you need to receive, do you think that you would be doing the things that you do now? Like, it don't make no sense. Like, I'm not about to take my time out of my day to send anybody any bad energy. Like, at all. Like, I just don't have time for it. I remember I was sitting up there, I was talking to Mr. Gary, and I was telling him, I was like, oh my gosh. I said, it's so crazy how some people, you know, they do things and it don't make sense of what they're doing. And people are like, what are you talking about? I'm like, sometimes people don't know what they are doing. So I like to have a conversation with people first. Because I have dealt with a guy, he didn't know what his ranking was spiritually. He didn't even know nothing about it for real. And you can tell when people know about spirituality and when they do know about spirituality, okay? So there's a difference. So this particular young man, he didn't know about spirituality. And he's sitting over here crying, hold my picture. And I'm like, what the hell is you doing? I'm like, bro, I just watched you hold my picture. You're crying about my picture. Like, why? And he was like, well, you won't be my girl. And this is, and I said, why would I be your girl? I don't want to be nobody's girl. I will never be somebody's girl. I mean, you're a wife or I'm nothing at all. Like, there ain't no in between with me. I'm not going to play no games with you, Sam, Paul, whoever. Like, I'm just not like that. And I value myself and I value the people around me, and I wouldn't waste your time, never less mine. And so literally this young man was like, oh, I was like, but do you know what you were really actually doing? Like, you're trying to channel my energy, and I don't even think you know your ranking. And so he didn't really know his ranking. So I actually sat down and, we weren't face to face, but I video chatted him, and I taught him how to meditate real quick. Okay. So I tapped him into the ancestral plane, and I also tapped him into actually knowing his ranking of what he was. I was like, so I just want to tell you, this is what I did at first before I found out my ranking. And so I kind of apologized to everybody I did it to before, but in actual reality, I got him together, and he was really happy about that. He apologized to me, and I actually just helped him out spiritually to know what he can do, what he can't do, and different stuff like that. Because some people, they need to know that. And so being a spiritual leader, being a spiritual guy, you got to be able to know when people are playing and when people ain't playing. And so that's using your discernment. I'm a person where you can play like you don't know. I might play with you that you don't know, but I know that you know, and I know exactly what you're doing. So I'm just going to sit up here and play you. And people who know me for real will tell you exactly what I'm saying. I know anytime you mention my name, you think about my name. You even think that you're going to write my name as somebody else's name, but you really have the intentions for me. I even know that. Okay? Just throwing that out there. For spiritual reasons. But I'm just trying to prepare y'all about me. And so I'm a person where I remember a girl particularly was, and I had to call her out. I was like, so what are you doing? You sure this isn't you? She's like, no, that wasn't me. I said, you sure that's not you? Before I go in and do what I do, because I really don't do anything negative. If somebody I know you're doing evil, only thing I do is send you love. Because I transmute the energy you sent and change it to love. So there's a little bit different. So before I tiptoe, if I go dark, I'm not going to half go dark. So there's a difference between you and I. Where's your ranking at? Is your ranking high? Are you a high angel? Are you a high devil? Are you a high demon? Who are you? I know who I am, but who are you? So it's you're dealing with certain people and you don't even know who you're dealing with. And so when I particularly told this one particular girl, and I was like, hey, I know that what you're doing, I just don't like it. I'm asking you to stop. And if you continue to do it, then we're going to have a problem. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know how to admit to you that I was doing that. Well, you could have easily just admitted that you did it. Hey, Nikita, I'm sorry. I apologize. will you work with me? Like, can you help me? But even if I work with you, I have to see that your heart really wants it. And if your heart don't really want it, then I can't work with you, because why would I do that if you're not really doing it for yourself? And so a lot of times people don't understand that I'm a person. Yes, I'm sensitive. I'm not going to deny that I'm not sensitive. Okay. I am very sensitive. I cry. I do everything I need to do. I do shadow work. I do it all because I really love me and I love healing. And so I love the people around me that actually do the inner work too. Okay. Like they take accountability for their actions. And a lot of people don't really take accountability for their actions in the correct way. And so I'm a person at all times. I take accountability for my actions. Okay. I don't have to take accountability. I don't percolate. I don't perp about it. You know, perp means Cincinnati slang is perpetrating. I don't perpetrate. I don't lie about it. I really gets busy. And people who really do healing work with me, they would tell you, we be sitting up there crying. We be laughing, but we be crying. We be laughing, but we be crying. Okay, that's a little rap song. We be laughing, we be crying. What? Yeah, so a lot of times, like, I really just want people to heal. I want them to be great. I want them to be vibrant. Don't let somebody steal your joy because they're not happy. They don't know how to be truthful to themselves. Be truthful to you. If you ain't gonna be truthful to nobody else, you need to be truthful to yourself. Admit when you're wrong. Some people don't know how to do that, baby. I admit all the time when something I don't feel like is correct. Okay. I admit all the time when I feel like things are not like good. And how do I admit that? I say, you know what? Self, this ain't right. We got to own up, take accountability, and be at one and be at peace with the things that we do. I am I recognize a lot of things that happens in life and a lot of things that like people don't really take accountability for, but I really take full responsibility for like my actions. If I did anything to offend anyone or just anything in general, I'm a person that I really love to take accountability. And so when you dealing with people who do spiritual work where they take accountability even for their actions, like, hey, I might have spazzed out on you. And spazzed out, guys, mean I might have went off. Okay. I probably might have, yeah. But I'm a person, I can take accountability. Like, you know what? I apologize. Maybe I shouldn't have went that far. You know, what you said triggered me, and I should have been better at what I did, but yet I wasn't. And so I'm a person where if this, and that, I'm just, hey, I'm gonna go. Y'all be forgetting I'm an Aries because I be so chill. I am definitely an Aries. So it's like, I'm gonna go and I'm not gonna sit up there and say that I'm not. And so I really appreciate it when people take accountability for their actions too. And so that's the thing that I really do with a lot of people is make sure that they take accountability for their actions. They also, if you're around me, you're talking to me on a daily, that you're taking accountability for everything that you're doing. You can't sit up here and tell me something about you that you're not doing yourself. And so that's the problem that I will have is that a lot of people don't take accountability for their actions and different things like that. So I'm a person that do. And so when you're dealing with people who are spiritual, who really take accountability for their actions, you got to be real careful. Because I remember I was talking to this girl. I seen this TikTok. I really liked this TikTok. She's like, yeah, you got to know what type of spiritual person you're dealing with. Because I'm a person that, yes, I will check you, beat you up, and then talk to the ancestors about what I did and realign my chakras and go about my day and burn some sage. And it was so funny because typically before, like, I feel like I always was on this path, but before I really accepted this path, like really every form of my body wanted to accept this path. I'm like, all right, I'm used to, I'm more chilled. I'm more relaxed. Like, I'm not about to get me to jump up out of my body. If I jump up out of my body, it's going down. I'm not going to play games with you. And there's a difference. You got some people who will argue you to get their emotions up and high. I don't need to do that. I'm either going to jump up out of this body or I'm not. There's no in between with me. Some people, they have an in between, but not with me. There's no in between. Okay. But guys, I really love y'all. I just had to get y'all prepared. I am going to go live and with like the next few days and talk to y'all about what's really been going on with me. I might have to make it like a part 1, part 2, part 3. I might make it like a whole series. I might do like a series 4 about what recently happened with me and why I cannot wait for Pluto to get out of retrograde and move back into Aquarius, because it's very highly important that it does this. It needs to happen expeditiously. I'm tired. All my Aries people were like, hey, can we speed this up about a tad bit? Like, we've been going through some major changes right now, and we get it. We get it, God. Okay? Like, we understand. We understand now, and my cardinal signs, y'all know my Cancer babies, y'all been going through it too. So it's like, hey, I'm very empathetic to most zodiac signs who are cardinal signs, because the planets is really pushing us to really heal and do the things that we need to do right now. So I'm in agreement with that. I love y'all so very much. I've been making sure that I talk to y'all, communicate effectively about what's going on, how it should happen, what should happen, and the different things about the different stuff that should transpire in between time and in between the things that's going on. And so when we are dealing with people and dealing with situations that happen, how can we be great? How can we help a person be great is my thing. And I'm all about that. And I'm all about healing and making sure that people receive the healing work that they need to receive. And how can they be better is the question. So guys, I ain't gonna talk it all today. I just really want to come back on here, just give y'all something brief. I know it needs to be talked about what I'm saying. But I feel better, and I've been better, but I'm not back, but I'm better. But I've been really taking my time out to really take some time out to see how I want to angle my podcast, what else I want to do, what I want to add to it, what I don't want to add to it, what I want to imply, what I don't, and just really be at peace. And that's the real thing that I really been working on with myself, is being at peace and enjoying peace. Because that needs to be talked about. Like, how do you enjoy peace when your life been chaos? Like, how do you enjoy peace when you get peace? Do you know how to do that correctly? That's going to be my next episode. And then we're going to get into what happened to me. So that way, like, a lot of people be like, I need details. Because I ain't really gave out the details too much. But I also want to go live when I give out these details. So that way, like, a lot of people can know. And I can, like, show videos of, like, actually what happened and different things with me. And I want to talk about, like, how do you overcome the challenges that I went through. I want to talk about, like, the manifestation part, prayer, the different things that I did to, I wouldn't even say, like, necessarily I didn't need to do any of that. And that's what I really want to say, because it was already made up when this situation happened, that what was happening to me was divinely guided and divinely led. And so I'm at a part now with my life. I'm at peace with everything. And I was at peace when I was going through it. If you know me for real, like, you really know I'm really chilled as an Aries. And that's the dangerous Aries, because there are different phases of Aries people when we're at different stages of our life. And the stage that I'm in, it's kind of, if somebody come up against me, it's kind of like really dangerous. Once an Aries hit this stage, because it's like, imagine them really reacting. Their reaction is going to be a lot louder than when we were in our rah-rah stage. And so I really want to talk about that. I might have to, like, go through and do some, like, every sign stages of, like, years and life and ages, and really target that for everybody, so that way people would know, like, the difference with that. But I really just want to communicate effectively with y'all. I really appreciate all my followers, all the people who really listen to my podcast. And I just wanted to shine some light on the energy that's coming up, guys. That post shadow period is going to be really loud with that Virgo and Mercury. It's in its actual planet. Please believe that communication is about to go down, and you're about to get the communication that you need. It's about to be versatile. You're about to communicate. If you were having any problems with communicating with anybody culturally, anybody, anywhere, you're going to be able to communicate. You're going to know where your communication is off and how to fix that. So get ready. Y'all know me. Get ready for those text messages to be like, blah, blah, blah. Get ready for different stuff to be like, blah, blah, blah. But for the most part, if you've really been doing your work, I don't really think Mercury retrograde is going to affect you that way. I just feel like the lovers are really going to come in because the Leo is retrograde, and you're going to be able to cut those ties effectively. And so get ready, guys. Don't let these guys trick you. Make sure you hear people out. Make sure you hear them correctly. Make sure that you understand exactly what they're trying to say and don't dispute it at all. So that's just me, guys. And I really appreciate y'all, okay? But I send y'all so much love and light. Thanks for tuning in to the Pretty Red ENT show. You know it's me, Goddess Nikita, aka Pretty Red ENT.